All right, class. So now I'm going to go over the second part of your class. This is classifying angles. These are notes. You use the notes to complete the worksheet. Okay, but I'm just going to go quickly go over them. If you have had geometry or have seen it before, this is just a review for you. But maybe for some people this is totally new. So bear with us. Okay. So here you have some definition of angles. You know, what type of angles do you have, and how do you classify them? So the first one is an acute angle. An acute angle is just an angle which is less than 90 degrees. Okay, so again, you have to know how big 90 degree is. A 90 degree angle is the corner of a box. Okay, so if it's less than the corner of the box, you know it's acute. Okay, so an acute angle is an angle which is less than 90 degrees. The next one, we have a right angle. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Is this the corner of a box? You will always see, you know, like a red circle or a red square or something like that between two intersecting lines. Then you have an obtuse triangle angle. An obtuse angle is an angle whose measure is more than 90. Okay, so bigger than 90. Less than 90 is acute. Exactly 90 degree is right angle, and then more than 90 degrees is obtuse. Then you have a straight angle. A straight angle is just an angle whose measure is exactly 100 degrees. It's a straight line. Okay, the two rays make a straight line. You have a reflex angle. We don't do much about reflex angle yet, but a reflex angle is an angle whose measure is more than 180 degrees. Then these are the fancy names that you have to know. These are what we call complementary angles. Two complementary angles are two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. Okay, so when you add the two angles, whether they are adjacent to each other like here, or whether they are independently separated, as long as they add up to 90 degrees, they are called complementary angles. Okay, so complementary angle is the key here. You have supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles is two angles that add up to 180 degrees. And again, it doesn't matter if they're adjacent to each other or if they are separate. Okay, as long as they add up to 180 degrees, you have supplementary angles. The next one are adjacent angles. The only thing that adjacent angles share is a common side. Okay, so the common side is this one here in pink. So angle A and angle B share that common side. It's common to both of the angles. Linear pair. Okay, linear pair is basically two angles that are adjacent to each other and they add up to 180 degrees. They basically make a straight line. They must be adjacent. Okay, and the vertical angles are two angles that are equal in measures. Okay, every time you have two intersecting lines, you will have two sets of congruent angles. Okay, so vertical angles are always created when you have two lines that intersect, and the pairs of the vertical angles are always congruent. In our illustration, angle A is congruent to angle B, so they have the same size. If you know that A is 50, B is also 50, and then of course 1 and 2 are also congruent. That's the other pair. Okay, so if 1 is 120, then 2 has to be 120 also. And just remember, because this is a circle, when you add 1 to A to 2 to B, the measure has to be 360 degrees. Okay, we are not doing anything with that yet, but in the future we will. All right, so again, you have vertical angles. These are angles that are created when you have two lines that intersect. They are always equal to each other. You have linear pair, two adjacent angles that add up to 180 degrees. Adjacent angle, the only thing that they share is a common side. You have supplementary angles, two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Complementary angles, two angles that add up to 90 degrees. A reflex angle is the angle whose measure is more than 180 degrees. Straight angle, okay, an angle whose measure is 80 degrees. It's basically a straight line. Obtuse angle is an angle that is more than 90 degrees. Right angle is an angle which is exactly 90 degrees. And an acute angle is an angle whose measure is less than 90 degrees. So you are going to be using these to do 3.13. Okay, so what I like to do is I would go to the Schoology, and I would download this onto Notability. And if this is new to me, what I would like to do is I would download the notes instead of putting in Notability. I would rather put it in Notes. Okay, so when I put it in Notes, this is what I'm able to do. I'm able to do a split screen here, and I'm able to look at my notes and use my notes as I'm doing this. Okay, if this is something new for me. So if I'm looking at number 1, it says classify each angle as acute, obtuse, right, or straight. Okay, so remember, acute is less than 90 degrees, obtuse more than 90 degrees, right is exactly 90 degrees, and straight is a straight line. All right, so when you look at number 1, hopefully you are going to say that that is acute because that looks just like number 1, and then no, it's less than 90 degrees. Okay, so this is acute. And some people say, can I write A? No, you cannot write A, because if you just write A, that's a point. Okay, so write down the word acute. Okay, what about number 5? Hopefully, again, if you're not sure, another trick is compare everything with 90 degrees. Okay, so there's 90 degrees, so 5 is definitely more than 90 degrees. So of course, the answer has to be obtuse, and don't write O. Okay, write obtuse. Number 6, you have a straight line. Okay, a straight line is always equal to 180 degrees, so that is a straight angle. All right, so that's the first part. And then they could just give you, instead of giving you a graph, they can give you a measure, just like number 15, 150 degrees. What type of angle is that? It's bigger than 90, so it is going to be obtuse. 69. For 17, 69 degrees, it's less than 90, so it's going to be acute. Okay, and so forth. The last part is for you to draw and label an angle, okay, that fits each description. So for number 21, they want you to draw in obtuse. Okay, obtuse meaning it has to be bigger than 90 degrees, and what you need to watch for is how to label it. Okay, the one thing to pay attention is what's the middle number, middle letter, because the middle letter is the fixed point. Okay, so obtuse angle, again, we don't know the exact measure, but we know it's bigger than 90. So I think what I personally do, I put my fixed point down. My fixed point is the middle number, letter. Okay, so it's G. And then I usually put my first ray along east. So I'll just go ahead and put F here. And then I want something bigger than 90, so I'm going to go that way. And I'll just call this H. Okay, so this is angle HGF, which is an obtuse angle. We don't know how big it is, but we know it's bigger than 90, and that's how it looks like. And the fixed point has to be G. Okay, H and F can switch places, but G must be in the middle. Okay, draw an acute angle TUV for number 27. Okay, so again, that middle letter is U, so watch out for that. Okay, right, to put U down. And this time I'm going to go this way. Usually it's easy if you go east, but I just want to let you know that that's not the only way to draw these. Okay, so less than 90 degrees, I'm going to go this way. Okay, and I could just label this V, and I could label this T. That's just one way. Again, you can go east and then just draw something which is less than 90 degrees. It doesn't matter to me how you do it, as long as you do it right. Okay, number 29, right angle, exactly the corner of a box. So it doesn't matter what you do. You could put your point G here, and you can go down here. It doesn't matter, but it has to be the corner of a box. Okay, make sure you put that box in there. All right, label this and label that. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I hope that this was easy. And we will see you next week. All right, bye.